Well, that should be everything. We should be live now. And one thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go to my channel real quick to check on that. Okay. Yep, it seems to be live. Alrighty, well, let's get to work. I've already done a practice run, so we're just gonna dive right into it and hope we do well. I did get to 41 a couple of times, just off stream, but I realized that I really should be streaming this, so I just kind of held off on that. Also, that should not be there, distracting me. Already a new best. Hello, Specs. Wow, I'm sucking at this. Do want to add to the description real quick. Here we go. I don't stream very often, so that's what happens. So let's see, I think before my 2 ICDX streams, my previous stream was probably Ultraviolet. So that was April. And then before that we had Poltergeist and Ultrasonic, which are in spring break. So late March. Yeah, Ultraviolet's pretty hard. I think it's a bit harder than Club Step Nightmares, and that's probably because my skill set's better suited to the type of gameplay in Club Step Nightmares, but they aren't that far apart. Why isn't that orb working? I clicked it. Come on. This is actually really annoying. Yeah, I've been practicing this on 60 hertz, and it's definitely doable. And when I say doable, I mean something that I can do within reason, not just, oh yeah, it's possible. Like, maybe I wouldn't consider Tartarus possible on 60 hertz, but, you know, other things are definitely doable, but not necessarily by me. This is doable by me, right? I can beat this on 60 hertz, and I think I can do it in this stream. Wonder if anybody is ever gonna try to beat Buff Bath someday. The final triple in Michigan's part is actually impossible on 60 Hz. Wuxi, back in the day, he managed to go all the way to that triple spike. So that was probably just on 144 Hz. That's really dumb. You have to jump much later to clear that triple and get that gravity pad to work. Hello, welcome to the stream. Dang it. Ooh, that sucks. Seriously, it just doesn't... how am I supposed to do the straight fly if the transition never works? Now when I practice that straight fly, I practice the transition as well. So you know, in theory, I should be able to do both of them just fine, so... as fine as you can, as anyone could do that. It's like, come on now. Seriously, what the heck? Stop it. What did I do differently that time? Like, come on. Why did I do that? I know I have to wait, but I didn't. Seriously, why so wavy? Just doesn't jump high enough. You know how you get in that situation where the two trajectories you have to choose from both kill you? That's essentially what happened there. I had the exact same setup going in here. The first time I clicked, ran into that one. Then the second time I didn't click and ran into that one. It's like, well, what do you want me to do? I'm dead either way. It happens a lot with the UFO, but with the ship, it's like, well, I would need a really tiny click that would be very awkward to try and perform. So it just wasn't happening. Come on, stop doing that. What did I do wrong? There's nothing that tells me what I did wrong there. It's like, okay, well, I didn't hold click long enough. Well, what happens when I hold it longer? Oh, you crash up in the top. That's great. Definitely informative. This is my oldest uncompleted level that's actually possible. Period. The next oldest is the Janus Miracle. I did ICDX not that long ago, so... And then after that, we've got Final Demon, which is like one of the first 1.8 demons. There are some impossible levels sitting around, like I think Changes is still around, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a 4-star, that's impossible. And then there's ultrasonic. There's a 6-star with that name. That's impossible. There are a few impossible insanes, as well as some impossible demons like, did somebody update hack it? Yeah, no, it's not. So, yeah, there's a bunch there. Okay, what was I supposed to do there? So, with regard to all 1 to 7 stars being possible, there is one 3-star that's impossible unless you do certain stuff on mobile. So, for some people, it's impossible. And that's, that's the thing there. There are levels that are impossible for some people unless they use FPS bypass or a high refresh rate monitor. Like super of everything, that's impossible unless you play on like 75 Hertz or greater. So, as far as what's possible and what's not, it depends on what hoops you are allowed to jump through. Another example would be Swiftness by Zariku. That level is technically possible by using GD in windowed mode and getting it to drop frames because you click on the window instead of inside the game. I believe you actually have to resize the window, just something really funky like that. And sure, that works, but that doesn't work in mobile. And it's also just this really weird trick that you can do. Synex showed that one off. He also figured out how to make it really consistent, so that's something. Yay, I finally got to the actual straight fly for once. No! I was like one click away and I would have done it. Because I would have got the other clicks, I know that. What, 3 times in a row? Yes. See, I'm not entirely familiar with that level, but that sounds bad. So I'm pretty sure it's like really hard, so but I don't know what's at 93. Sounds kind of disgusting. It's funny I call something disgusting while I'm playing this, but at least this gameplay is like really easy to understand, even if it's quite brutal. Except for that stupid transition because of all those mirror portals. That part's just dumb. $42. Got it this stream. And I almost passed this straight fly as well, so... oh well. That reminds me, we can change go to 50%. Oh, look at that. Don't you love it when it does that? Like, this would be way easier if it didn't do that, but instead you have to do that transition kind of weirdly, so that way you actually land on the second slab, I guess I'd call it, half block. So you really do need to land on something in order to make that part consistent. Not that it ever will be consistent, but actually possible. No, come on. just takes so much luck. You really, at this point, you really can't say that luck is not a factor in this. Really? Not really. I'm hoping for it. I've done that kind of run a few times in practice mode, but we'll see. There are several choke points. So one of them is you have to drop into a yellow orb that's pretty early on once you get back into the level. That's got that's like a 2-frame window to get that timing. Let's go. Yes. So there's a 2-frame window to get that timing, and then there's the next choke point is the ball. So once you do all the timings with the ball, the last one has to be done early. And then there's also the final ship part. That's really hard. So we got that timing. There, I died to that choke point. So there, it's really stupid. If you do the timing like you did the others, you have to go back to the ceiling and then hit this, but you'll hit it too late. So you'll hit that and then you'll fly right over the jump orb, or actually the blue orb here that's just starting to show up. So you have to do this as early as possible, this timing here, which is really stupid. Anyway, I'm not really going to deal with late deaths unless I die, like in the last ship. Let's do some practice mode real quick. Gonna cut the recording, not the stream. Well, I mean, it's a dead space in the secret way. So that part's not that concerning, but I was in the middle of something, so maybe that's why I died, maybe not, I don't know. Did I even touch that spike? What the heck? Alright, that's usually where I set down a checkpoint in order to practice this. So we're just gonna get it in one run and then keep on going as soon as we pass this nonsense. What? Yeah, these transitions are really unfair. Come on, stop it. You got places to go. Normally I pass it a lot faster than this. I'm not really sure why it's so much harder right now. I also don't die to the transitions nearly as often when I'm practicing, so this is just kind of weird behavior on the game's part. Okay. That gameplay doesn't look that bad actually, but... Alright, so we're in here. I'm gonna put down a start point there. So I have to do that one late, which I... Early, not late, idiot. There, that's how it's supposed to be done. Let's see how far we can get on this attempt. Those orbs are kind of a choke point, but it's really that gap there that I just flew through. Usually I don't die in the buzzsaws that you can't really see here, but it's that gap that's really annoying, or a major choke point, but the saws can still get you. After that it should be free unless I get unlucky. Alright, so let me show you what happens if I just do that timing like a normal person. Notice how I didn't even land on that pad? See, that's the type of thing I was trying to avoid by doing that timing early. And also, I can't just run into the pad because I bump into that. So, you're really stuck taking the risk here. And that's just a tight gap. Here you just want to jump when you're on top of the block. That's kind of obvious. You might miss it if you have a checkpoint set right there, though. That's why checkpoint positioning is actually kind of important when you're trying to learn a level. So that's the gist of it. Sometimes that happens. And there we go. Yep, it is so stupid. I've had practice runs where it was literally just me dying there time and time again. I don't know if it's any better on a different refresh rate. I don't really care. It's just super dumb. It's probably just as bad on 120 Hz. You might be able to hit it a little bit more consistently. Because I'd imagine you could jump off of the ceiling and floor like a frame sooner and influence it that way. So then you might get 1 or 2 frames of extra wiggle room. Maybe even 3 frames of extra wiggle room. And that being 120 Hz frames. So that could be up to a 60 Hz frame, or up to maybe like 20 milliseconds, where you can click a little bit later in that ball timing. But that's all theoretical, right? I don't actually know how good it is at launching off right away. Anyway, let's get back to it. That looked like it was done perfectly, but whatever. No! I tried to fly up just a little bit too early. That's so annoying. It's not as bad as failing the skip though. That's like there you can argue, yeah, you're still in the straight fly, but at the skip it's like, come on now. Won't even let me do the won't even give me the dignity of that break. Right? It's not even that's the problem, really. It's just that you don't really know how it's going to work, right? And so you practice it, you do this thing that you think is going to work, and it works most of the time, but you can't actually see it, right? It would be a little bit different if I could actually see it. Wow, the exact same thing. So there I died at the front of the spike, so what that tells me is that I didn't die because of the mirror portal, I died because I didn't click enough after the gravity flip. The thing that makes that really tricky is that you also have a gravity flip in the mirror portal. And the place you need to go is up, but that's also where the spike is. If you fall, you're gonna disadvantage yourself. But that's also where you have the half spike, so that's the natural direction to fall. The thing is that you could still fall too fast if you clicked into the blue portal. So it's a huge variable. The idea is that you click into the blue portal, wait half a second or less, and then click into, and then click in order to fly up. And if something in there goes wrong, then you're dead. No, we're not doing level requests, sorry. Really? well, I still have the hardest 1.7 demon, the Janus Miracle, to deal with. And Creeper Force, I'm not sure about that one. Isn't that 1.9? It's got Wave in it. You know, let's just go to my demon list real quick. How about I take you with me? There we go. So let's look up Creeper Force. Come on. So there it is with SimG factorial 10. So yeah, that is 1.8. It got updated then. So that's really hard, I know that, but there's another one sitting here that's also really difficult that I don't want to do, and that's Extreme Chaos. This is also a really hard level. So both of those I'm not planning on dealing with. The oldest, not really hard level like the Janus Miracle that I haven't done that is possible is Final Demon. You can see it pretty much just starts up. I've got some stuff done here and there that I did back in the day because they were easy demons. And some of these are going to be kind of hard because, you know, it's 1.8, it's got messy duels in it, so that is something that we got to figure out. So let's see here. So just to cover these demons real quick, space travel is impossible on 60 hertz. Well, most of the time. Essentially, there's one way to make it work, but you have to jump into a jump pad, and all of this is while you are on the ground, right? So that's something you might do with the robot. It's really hard. With the cube, it's next to impossible. So like sometimes, depending on how the level started, how your frames played out, that might be possible, but oftentimes it isn't. None of that's a problem on 120 hertz though. Demon Attack is impossible on 60 hertz. It's possible on 120. Super of Everything is possible on 120. Demon Park 2 is possible on 120. I did it before becoming impossible, but I haven't been able to rebeat it. Demon Machine, I believe, is completely impossible. I have not like revisited that, so Clutter Factory used to be possible on 2.0 with high detail graphics. Codename Factory is impossible both on 60 Hz and 144, probably 120 as well. There are two different places where it's impossible, so if you can switch your FPS in the middle of your attempt, then you can do it. Fars did that with a bypass. You know, not that I would advocate that you do that sort of thing, because you can't actually do that in hardware from what I've tested. And then that wasn't actually a problem in 2.0. And then swiftness is just straight up impossible. We've talked about that. Although there is a trick that you can do that Synex has shown. So not possible. So it's not impossible, but it's not practical. Kind of like space travel. Just don't bother. Dang, that's actually really lucky. So after this, let's see, I remember my brother saying that Nitronic Freedom was really annoying, so I don't really want to do that, but it's there. So there's a lot of stuff in here. Cataclysm, that's the big one. I've practiced it, it's still way out of my league. That's most of what's in here. That's like most of these old levels that concern me. The ultimate phase, that might be in my league. I haven't practiced it at all. It's definitely got the newer gameplay, so that might be an issue. I mean, there's obviously Bloodbath, there's Crimson Clutter. I think those two are the other two major concerns out of the 1.9 demons here. But then in 1.8 you've got Extreme Chaos and Creeper Force, and that on top of it just being an annoying update to work on. Alright, so let's switch back to GD. Yeah, probably. I mean, this is actually very close to ICDX because of how inconsistent it is. In fact, it's taking more attempts than ICDX. It took Passive Blitz more attempts than ICDX as well, so I'm kind of inclined to say that it's harder, just because it's more inconsistent, but feel free to disagree with that. Also, I should mention that the Janus Miracle is almost as bad as well, because you can't see the buzzsaws. You have these spike objects that were introduced with Theory of Everything that have like larger hitboxes, but you can't really tell where they are, so you die even after you pass all the buzzsaws. And then you also have the second ship part where you're a large ship, and that's also quite bad. Getting consistent at all of that definitely takes a while. Actually, well, I mean, you're never really going to be fully consistent with it, but you know, getting to the point where you could actually start playing it takes a long time, just like it does with this. It's probably easier though, just because the gameplay before and after the hard part is a lot more reasonable. Even if all the ship stuff is harder than this thing's straight fly. Alright, let's go. That was close. You've got to be kidding me. What the heck happened there? That's not fair. That's just not fair at all. Well, let's keep playing. See, that's why, I mean, that kind of thing can happen in the Janus Miracle too, especially when it's something that stupid. But, you know, look at all the stuff I passed leading up to that point, right? That's why this is probably harder than the Janus Miracle, even though the Janus Miracle has harder ship section. but I haven't beaten it, so I don't know for certain. I do know that I've sunk a lot of attempts into it, and I don't feel like I've gotten anywhere. So take that for what you think. I don't even know. Right? It's got a band custom song and it has a wave. And it's literally trying to be this 1.14 level. Just like this. Except for the crystal part at the end. But I mean, it was updated. We all know that. Also, some of the more OG players might remember this, but when Serve beat the Janus Miracle back in, 2016, he called it an easy demon. Which it most definitely is not. He also called Lit Fuse a medium demon. So go figure. I've done Lit Fuse, it's not a medium demon, it's harder than that. His rating system was just... it just existed in a different reality. See, he beat ICDX like on the same day he did a Bizarre Phantasm, I believe, and he rated ICDX Hard Demon. I'm like, bruh. I guess, but yeah, compared to the other levels you've done, sure. But at that time, it was still considered an extreme demon. And even now, I consider it an insane demon, so... Oh, nice! You beat it. Maybe I'll have some good luck, too. Because it seems like both of us have had some bad luck with our levels today. Ouch, 5 times. That's worse than my 2, if you even count 74 as one of my late deaths. I guess you can, because it passed the straight fly. Dang it. Not that crap again. Wow. Let's go. Nope. 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 Can't believe I messed that up. So bad. Really? That's fortunate. I died at 91 because I got really unlucky. My previous best was 74, which came from just this really mean timing. It's a weird setup for the ball, because you have to do that, otherwise you bang your head or don't make it. You overshoot when you hit the jump pad, so that's one possibility. I explained it earlier. Of course, you weren't here, I don't think, but... Yep, 74 can get ya. But 91, that's just... You can call that me being bad, you can call that me being an idiot, whichever you prefer. But I really should not have died there. on just take forever. I could use my 120 Hz screen on this, but I don't. I don't need to modify how the game runs using hardware or software. It's just... that's not something I really agree with doing, even if it's an accepted practice in the community. Even if this level was hacked, right? That's something I almost never run into. Alright. Well, let's keep going. I'm surprised nobody's done this as a challenge, but what if 2 players raced an extreme demon, and every object that they died on, they get to remove, and then continue the race? So obviously you do this in a copy bowl. You wouldn't get to get stars from it, but it would be an interesting type of competition. Oh man, if I beat this and it gets in the video, that would be kind of cool. Alright, let's go. Oh, that was so close, but we did it. So yeah, there's my idea. Have fun. Find somebody who's willing to do it with you and try that challenge out. Get a copy bowl of an extreme demon and go for it. But in other news, I just beat Carbon Zust. So there's my attempts. I don't have any copyable attempts sitting around, so that is it. 4,426. A lot of those are old. I've done practice runs on this back when I first got this laptop in 2018. I've done some runs on it before. You know, it's kind of been an on and off thing, but lately I've just poured attempts into this thing, so maybe about 2,000 of them are recent, somewhere around there. But, I mean, all that practice did help me build this up, because once I had ICDX done, in fact, once I was working on ICDX, I realized that my ship skill was ready for this level. Alright, so we died at 91, but we made it through. Didn't have to get there any other times. This is definitely Insane Demon. It's a right around ICDX difficulty, it's just very different in how it does that. GG 44 is 4,426. Actually, we need to change it to possible. And I am counting swiftness as impossible. It's not at all practical to do. Like this, sure. But you know, doing a bug to deal with swiftness, no. How about 60 Hz possible? We should do that. Pre 1.7 demons are now. There we go. Alrighty. And I actually got in the leaderboard of this one because it just doesn't get as much attention as his younger brother ICDX. So 120, which is actually kind of ironic because I did not use 120 Hz on this. I used 60. I mean, the screen's still going at 120 Hz, but if you can see this in the left corner of GD here, it's 60 FPS, so that's what's going on there. Yeah, man, you missed my idea. I was going to suggest that, you know, if people want to have this kind of weird extreme demon race, they could get a copy of an extreme demon and remove every object that they die on until eventually one of them beats it first. That actually got in the video, so in fact this is still part of the video, right? Because I haven't quite finished with all of this stuff yet. Let's see here. 4426. And just include a GG. Alright, time to save account, because that's what you do. I was planning on doing Hyperiotechnia after Ultraviolet, but I've done like 2 practice runs, never really gotten to it. I don't want to deal with the new gameplay. It's just I'm better with old gameplay is what it is. So this is what I want to do next. Not that I really want to do it because it's awful, but you know, I do awful levels and we get them done and it feels great. Okay, so the other thing I want to do is mark it done on my demon list. So we're going to show the entire screen, come over here, and open it up. And it's actually really close to the start. There we go. So we're going to mark you as green. And we're also going to increase the demons on the profile. There we go. And that is ICZ done. Alright, so thank you guys for watching. This is also the end of the stream because I have stuff to do. We'll see you later. That's good to hear, but you have to remember who you're talking to. I'm somebody who's really good with old gameplay. That's why I did X Adventure to begin with. So, yeah, I can do X Adventure, I can probably do Hyperiotechnia, but it's going to be a bit harder for me. That being said, I still want to do it. It's just that I haven't had the motivation. Like, I had the motivation to do, not Lightwave. I did Lightwave a long time ago. Lit Fuse by Carmel, right? I did that before Hyperiotechnia, because I'm like, oh, hey, I should probably do this. And it was bad, but... Or it was meh. Some parts were great, some parts were awful, but I got it done. It's just that there's a lot of learning. It's a massive attempt grind just to get started. Yeah, exactly. So, because it's long. It's kind of long, given, you know, all things considered, and it does take a lot to learn. So, what I would need to do is get a time where I'm not under pressure to do scholarships or this, that, or the other thing, and just actually sit down and focus on learning it. And then from there, I can focus on getting better at it, iteratively, like I've done with ICDX and Carbon Zust. And then, I mean, it'll come together just like Ultraviolet and other levels. But it really comes down to, I just need a lot of time to learn it that first time, because, you know, that's the important part. Consistency requires, at least for me, it requires a lot of iteration, coming back to it time and time again after, you know, taking a break. Doesn't take a lot of playtime, but you just have to keep coming back to it. But learning it in the first place, you're never going to learn something if you're only doing it a little bit at a time. So that's the challenge that I have to deal with, is making that sort of thing work. And it's just not going to happen. It might happen in spring break, but you know, spring break is only a week long. I don't expect my school to give me another week off like they did last year. Unless of course they're like, we need an extra week to prepare to return back to normal after the vaccines have made their way around, but I don't know. I feel like that's not going to be the case. Plus, it just kind of, it crammed weeks 10 and 11 is finals week. It crammed those together, which kind of sucks. or actually it crammed week 9 and week 10 together, but you know, either one of those is a bad thing. So, you know, I kind of don't want to have 2 weeks of spring break. That sounds like a mess later on. I don't remember how many credits I'm taking, but last time it was awful with 16 credits, but so yeah, I could learn that in spring break. I'm not going to stream it in spring break. I could probably start streaming it, you know, sometime in spring term, but that's kind of where we're at. I feel like I'm not even really going to be ready to do Janus Miracle by then, so it's probably going to have to wait. That's just how it goes. Alright, let's go back to GD real quick. So, I mean, that's the end of it. Hopefully you've seen... See, this is my practice version, that way I can see the saws. But hopefully you've seen this level, Ice Carbon Factorial, and actually I have it here on the servers so you can play that. One person wanted to decorate it. I did actually rebeat it, so there's that. I believe I rebeat it again after verifying it before I published it, so that's like 3 completions plus completions of the previous versions, because I've made tweaks over time to this. So I thought I'd completed it, verified it, you know, tweaked it, so on and so forth. But that's what happened here. Here's what's in it, by the way. So you can see if I'm building a level like this, I'm probably going to be able to handle ICDX and Ice Carbon Zust, right? So you can kind of see where I got that skill from, because I was working on this before I was working on ICDX. Okay, definitely the type of style that I'd be looking for. I was thinking, you know, maybe like a contemporary take on 1.7 and 1.8, because like originally this was supposed to be based on SIMG Factorial 10, which was released in 1.8. But then I realized, you know what, this is like around the same difficulty as ICDX in some ways, and based on that, and also the fact that I used a few different tricks to make it look like it was impossible or something, some fake ways and stuff like that, it definitely makes it seem like, oh yeah, maybe this is an impossible level like the Ice Carbon levels, right? Just really hard, but also trying to be impossible, but it's not. It's totally possible. So that's kind of why I included Ice Carbon into it. I just wanted it to be SIMG Factorial 11, but I realized that would be a little bit too invasive on Lunar SimG's stuff. I didn't really want to go and contact him because that would be weird. So, currently Nerdporks is working on it. He's working on some parts just for fun. You are welcome to do the same. This is free to copy. If you want, you can go to my video of this level, which is in the description. You can also find it on my channel. And you can go find Nerdpork's comment and get in contact with them. Maybe you two could work something out. I told him that is the style I want to go with. But, you know, you never know. So feel free to DM me about the level that you have in mind. That example that you have in mind, but also feel free to start playing around with this. Let's see, why is that still downloaded? This is still one of my favorites. So I actually did the decoration for this, but you know, it's 1.0 decoration, so I also didn't really do anything to adjust the color triggers. They just fade at the default rate. So I just put them down and went to different really different hues that I thought were appropriate for this level. You can see how here it gets progressively darker, and then we switch to green. Oof. Okay. Yeah, that would work if you show me those styles in a DM. Anyway, yeah, this is still a great level, I think. I think I underrated it though. It's because the ship part is just really hard. Like I'm not 100% consistent with it. I wish I was. I probably would. I'm a bit better on 120 Hz because I do screw around on that sometimes. I remember this back when I was on my old laptop. This was just like the hardest thing ever. I was barely able to beat it back when I released it. Also, it didn't help that all the buzzsaws actually caused me a little bit of lag. Dang it. You have to aim for those spaces. I actually have not seen ship challenges do that before, or yet. So go figure, kind of unique. But, you know, clearly now, to me, this isn't really that hard. It's one attemptable on 120 Hz. If you know the level like I do, but, you know, that's not really fair. Wave challenge. This is kind of a similar idea. We use stalemate. It gets progressively faster. Yeah. Fast circles, I mean, I think we all know what that is. And I've done more than one of them too. I have Fast Circles V2, this is the hardest one, and Fast Circles V3. Necropolis Challenge, that's really hard. Hey, I beat ICDX, I did that a while ago. I beat Carbon Zust, is what I meant to say. And now we're just kind of hanging out for a second before I end the stream. So this is my challenge, Necropolis Challenge. It's basically the gauntlet type section in Necropolis 6 times over. So it's really hard. It also behaves kind of weirdly on 120 Hz, so go figure. So I don't really have a preference as to which one I try to play it on. I clicked. Alright, well whatever, you get the idea. 2-player challenge. Yeah, I verified that with my brother. Not even gonna try it. And that's as far as I'll get. Yeah. And then this. I haven't actually rebeaten this level, but some people believe have hacked it. Like this guy. Okay, yeah, Mr. Legit. This guy might have done it if he's... I don't know. It seems unlikely though, just because of how long this takes. Yeah, no, you're not legit. And this was the first person. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. But yeah, this was really hard. I've also been doing quests lately, so I'm getting more diamonds and more stars and stuff. But I still have a lot left to work on. So like easy levels, I have 23 left. There we go. Normals, I have like a bunch left. A lot, okay. These, I used to have them like around 500 left to do. Yeah, I had all the 2 and 3 stars done at one point, so... Actually, before I stopped kind of grinding quests. And then this has just grown even bigger. I've started to work on the 2.0 levels. So like Neuer Factory was where I left off. I did that not that long ago. So I do 5, 3, 5. And I'll get to the very end. So there's Ultrasonic. Impossible, impossible, impossible. And then we've got just normal 2.0 levels here. And then the Insanes, we've got the 1.9 Insanes. And that's what's next. So 2, 3, not 4, yeah, 4 is right. That'll get us the very last one on the list. Instep, which is not possible. And then there are a couple others, I think. Yeah. These ones are all not possible. That might have changed, but from what I remember, they're not possible. And then, let's see, I did the most recent, or oldest one that wasn't impossible, and that was a Majako level, so that's sitting in my recording folder to do, or to get uploaded. And then we just have all these. They're probably going to be a lot harder than I'm used to, because it seemed like difficulty kind of grew a lot for... Like, it grew a lot for Insanes and Demons during 1.9, and then it even grew for the 6 and 7 stars in 2.0, and then it kind of came back down to normal in late 2.0 and 2.1, so... That kind of feels like how difficulty has moved across the ratings. But before this, in 1.8 and below, everything besides like demons were actually really easy. Really easy compared to now for their ratings. And then pre 1.8 was when demons were also generally very easy. But then there's some 1.8 demons that are quite hard, some that are pretty easy, so it's a mix in 1.8. Yeah, I don't think so. So I've had 10,000 coins for 2 years. What I mean by that is 2 years ago, back in late November, I got 10,000 coins. So I've got 6,100 in 2 years time. So I don't think I'm going to hit 20,000 in a few months. I might hit 20,000 in a year, but not in a few months. One of the things that I really have to do is actually focus on getting user coins, which, you know, I have that motivation from literally all of these level categories, not so much the Insanes or the Demons, but, you know, if I'm just doing my quests and then getting back to homework, which I actually stopped doing, starting sometime, you know, starting in like March, then, you know, if that's how I'm doing it, then I'm not going to gain coins that quickly. That's how I was doing it for over a year, and I got to 15,000 or so. So if I pick that back up, it'd be like another year before I actually have that. And that's if I start doing this again, you know, every single day, which I don't think I'm going to do. I think I was just doing that for fun for the break. Alright, so it's 6 o'clock. This was when I was going to cut it off, whether I beat Ice Carbon Zust or not, because I have some stuff to work on, and then I have a meeting at 7 today. It's a training. So, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.